Very fast, big changes are very challenging. And we seem to be going through cycles of boom and bust in the valley, far more extreme than you find in a big city. So to handle those, you really have to have, I believe you have to have good control, because otherwise we will destroy all the beautiful things that we live here for.
The only constant thing in life is change. To prepare for change in the Comox Valley, we've spent the last 18 months developing a regional growth strategy. As a starting point, we agreed that the strategy should help us preserve the character of the valley, make the most of our given opportunities, and address the challenges that we face. The regional growth strategy was developed with input from all of you, residents of the Comox Valley. With the help of the consulting team, we were able to integrate your ideas, your concerns, and your dreams into the regional growth strategy. The growth strategy was created over the past 18 months. The consultant team developed a 5-phase work plan built around a series of major public consultation events beginning in February 2009, with the identification of issues and objectives for the regional growth strategy. Following that, a comprehensive background report was prepared, and alternative approaches to growth management and policy options were discussed during public workshops.
We've been to the different open houses and found them really informative and really interested in where they are going to plan growth. Plus, if it's concentrated, then you don't have to use your car so much. Oh, I can't wait to be able to walk to a cafe or something at the head of the bay. It'll be great.
We were asked, as we've been developing these materials, to come out and discuss it with the public, discuss the approach to growth, and get feedback prior to us completing that document. So this is an opportunity for everyone to see the work in progress, to see the ideas we've started to develop, the maps we've started to produce, and have that comment back to us prior to us finishing up. So like the other sessions, we really do want to hear from what people have to say, and it does make an impact in terms of what the final plans actually are.
The housing, for one thing. We do need more low-cost housing, and as well we need more senior housing.
I hope that we still have the fantastic vistas, the sea views, the trees, the natural beauty still that's absolutely vital to this area, and that has to be maintained.
Of course, agriculture is another one. I mean, we have a beautiful valley here with lots of arable land, but some of it's been paved over. So I think that the farmers should be really given a leg up to stay and produce, and then we could be enjoying their produce.
After months of planning, here we are with the final regional growth strategy. The regional growth strategy sets a framework for long-term growth in the Comox Valley.
We've established a series of things that we intend this regional growth strategy to actually achieve. One of them is a vision statement. The next thing is it actually establishes regional population and employment projections so that we know what kind of growth is anticipated. There's also guidance that has to be provided, and there's a whole series of chapters, and you can see some of the policy directions, whether those be in terms of types of housing, in terms of the rural areas and so forth, the promotion of agriculture, what we do in terms of promoting economic development, etc. It also broadly identifies the areas that are best suited to accommodate growth. And finally, there's an identification of regional conservation areas. The last point up here is actually something, it's more something that the regional growth strategy won't do. And it isn't going to have specific land use designations that indicate exactly what can or can't happen on different parcels. That's what official community plans and what zoning bylaws do. And the intention is not for this document to replace those, but actually for this document to work together with those. Because you can see the maps, they're not a lot of land use categories. We've basically simplified them into 6 or 7 main categories that generally indicate where different types of growth activities are appropriate or not appropriate.
Focusing growth in municipal areas will help support vibrant downtowns, improve the frequency of public transit, increase the range of housing types, support local arts, and reduce our greenhouse gas emissions. We have a number of small settlement areas throughout the valley that would benefit from some well-placed growth. Adding buildings to these regional district areas will make it easier to increase levels of service such as fire protection, make regional transit a more viable option, and enhance tourism opportunities.
Located on the fringe of municipal areas, settlement expansion areas have the long-term potential to accommodate future growth subject to boundary extensions and the provision of publicly owned water and sewer services. Future growth will be phased to ensure that new development does not detract from compact growth within municipal areas and that infrastructure capacity is available and financially sustainable. Sage Hill's sports and education node will create unique new employment and economic development opportunities for the region. Development in this area will be held to the highest standards of environmental and compact community design and will provide new recreation and education facilities for Valley residents.
All new development must maintain the rural character of the Comox Valley. To stop the further subdivision of rural lands, additionally, there will be no encroachment on the ALR boundary.
The regional growth strategy shows us where and how to grow, but it also protects forest landscapes for wildlife and recreation, along with important working landscapes for forestry and agriculture. Although each local government has specific policies to address protection and enhancement of natural features, it is important to address conservation on a region-wide scale. The regional conservation framework is rooted in the principles of precaution, connectivity, and restoration.
This is our growth strategy.
It was crafted out of our ideas.
It was inspired by our vision.
It responds to our needs.
And it directs our future.
This is our growth strategy.
On the east side of Vancouver Island, in 1889, they dug for coal up in this valley. So was born the Cumberland mines. The workers, they came from China